Proposal? Do you remember the proposal? Did you get down one day?
Yeah, she got down on knees and says, please, take me away from my family.
He was always at my family. My mother was always feeding him.
The greedy guts, eh?
Yeah.
She was a good cook.
Yes. What are the most difficult and most rewarding things about growing older?
Most rewarding is that Clive's still here.
Yes. And the most difficult?
It's harder to get around.
Yes. Why?
Well, the thing is, when you get older, you haven't got to work. The government looks after you, mate. And actually, I've got more money now on the old age pension than I had when I was working. I don't pay taxes, don't pay anything. Now it all comes, it just floats in every second week. Floats in, matter from heaven. Ah, oh, beautiful.
He was always working on his drawing board to earn more money. And that's important to breathe.
Yeah. If you don't breathe, mate, you don't exist. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, you both definitely got your mind still intact, which I think is one of the most important things.
Well,
you're very sharp between the ears.
You may say that, other people may say completely different.
As long as we hear each other.
Yes, which can be hard at times. But you've definitely got the humour.
Oh, mate, yeah, you've got a bit of a smile occasionally.
What did you always say? Keep the child alive inside?
Oh, yeah, never grow up. That's the main thing, never grow up. Never be an oldie.
Yes. What do you remember about your parents and your grandparents?
Well, my parents were incredibly kind and incredibly capable. My father was mayor of the town for 10 years. My mother was president of just about every organisation in town. So they were very civic-minded. And my father would, like, one child drowned once and he would get people up from the city to teach the people in Cobar to teach the children to swim. So he was very proactive. If kids from the country didn't have anywhere to live to go to school, he would instigate the building of a hostel so kids from the country could come out. He was always looking for what he could do to help people.
But that's about all I can remember of her. Because I was only about 8 or something when she died.
How did your grandfather lose his eye?
Oh, mate, looking through keyholes.
Your mother would be very upset with that reply.
Returning. Now, how did he lose his eye?
I got no idea, mate.
No idea.
It dropped out and he couldn't find the damn thing.
He wore a patch over it, so it was obvious he'd lost it.
He most probably is a pirate.
That sounds about right. I can see that in you, Clive.
A pirate he would have been.
And what about your parents? What do you remember about your parents?
Oh, I quite well, you know. They're still with me, actually. My parents are still with me. And you don't seem to lose your parents, Cole, even though they're dead. They're still with you. Their attitudes and memories were all there, right in your head all the time.
He was a very hard-working man, your father. He built their house locally. He did work very hard.
Also, he's very politically aware, especially for trade unionists. And there was a carriage built on the railway, and he's a very keen member of the Labor Party.
When I used to hate to see him in Oakley because I could be 3 streets away, and he would scream out hello, scream out my name. So he was very, very confident, and one of his best friends was the Liberal parliamentarian. They got on very well. And he used to belong to the Manchester Unity, which looked after people, and he was always visiting people who were sick.
What do you want your children and grandchildren to remember about you?
But I love them.
Right?
God. Oh, I don't know.
Any sweet words, or is Dinah the only?
Well, maybe Dinah's right. We do love them.
Beautiful.
For all their shortcomings.
Add that in there. What was your favourite thing about school, and your least favourite thing?
Probably friends,
Friends was your favourite,
and I liked school. I liked learning.
so there wasn't a least favourite.
And I was only a small school, but I'd read every book in that library. I used to get them to get books from other towns, really. I just read. I was a tremendous reader.
Clive?
Hated school, mate. I opted out wherever I could. Someone said, "Who wants to go and do gardening?" Up goes the hand. Who wants to clean up the yard? Up goes the hand. Anything to get out of the class.
Change the ink bottles.
And do the ink wells, make the ink on a Monday morning. Anything at all to keep out of that damn classroom. Because the well was a much bigger place. I found classroom claustrophobic. It's absolutely crazy. Getting a boy off the street, out of the bush, and putting him into a classroom and say, sit there for 6 hours and you do work. It just wasn't for me, mate, was it?
No.
Clive used to wag school, and he'd go to Como Bridge with those great big pylons, and he would somehow clamber down the pylon to the water and fish.
Well, I think these questions are going to be just for Dinah. Who was your favourite teacher, and what was your favourite subject?
I loved English and history, and I liked geography, and my favourite teacher was a Mr. Russell, who made English live. He was just the most wonderful man. So I was lucky about him.
My favourite subject was school holidays. I really come top of school holidays, mate.
You made the most of it. You were high marks.
Yeah,
Overachiever.
yeah.
But your mother didn't know you wagged school all the time. You were good at that.
What was your last advice to the grandchildren? Be honest. Don't pull the wool over their eyes.
Well, he had practiced doing what he wanted.
Yes.